Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for Everything Football, and welcome to another episode and installment of the match. What? Yeah, I've still not recovered from the Arsenal loss. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the prediction show. This time round, I have my good buddy with me, Scott, to help me through the predictions. 10 games this week. We have one on Friday. We have a couple more on Saturday and Sunday, and two more on Monday. Probably some of the teams already clinched top four. Some have clinched top six. Some already safe from relegation. So I'm not expecting it to be as feisty as it was 2-3 weeks ago. But yeah, let's see Scott's predictions for today. But first up, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. I should say good evening. After that result this morning, it was a long day at work after waking up at 5 to watch that result. So looking forward to doing this with you, man. I always love linking up.
I know next week they'll make you happy, though. I'm confident that next week they'll make you happy. You'll be happier next Friday at work. So let's see how it goes. So yeah, 10 games this week to predict. Let's see how good Scott is in the predictions. So let's go with the first game, that is Friday. On Friday for Scott, it's Saturday morning. So Southampton against Leicester City. Last season, Leicester won this particular fixture 9-0. Do you expect it to be the same?
I'm not expecting a 9-0. Southampton have been in really poor form. I think they've lost 4 of their last 5, maybe, or something along those lines. I'm expecting Leicester to do the business over Southampton. I think they have too much quality.
Okay, so what's your score prediction?
I'm going 2-0 to the Foxes.
2-0 to the Foxes. Okay, so no go for Southampton. I can see something similar. Iheanacho has been on top form, and I actually heard that Ings is out for the game for Southampton. So if that's correct, I don't think they'll score. You could actually be correct. But for me, I'm going to go for goals again. Always expect goals in this game. So Southampton 2 and Leicester 3. That's my prediction for this one.
Wow,
Then let's head over to Saturday. Crystal Palace against Manchester City. Now, Crystal Palace, every single season at a time like this, they're usually the first team to head over to the beach. They're usually not threatened by relegation. They're usually not fighting for anything in the top 10. So could they already be on the beach this season as well? City, if they win this game and Liverpool beat United, they have the title clinched. So do you think City will get the win? Do you think they'll rest players for the PSG game?
No, I've not. Even if they rest players, Glenn, they're taking this game. Pep is too good of a manager to take any chances. So I'm going for Sydney win. Maybe 3-0.
3-0. So if you are the manager, would you have started the likes of De Bruyne or just give them a rest for PSG?
Look, I think he could probably look to rest a couple of his big players. He could maybe rest De Bruyne. They've got plenty of quality in midfield. Maybe rotate some youngsters in. I think they'll still have more than enough to beat Crystal Palace, even if they play their reserve team.
Yeah, the reserve team, I know people usually say they have a very strong reserve team, but if he decides to rotate everything, you see the likes of Nathan Ake in defense. You could see the likes of Ferran Torres in midfield, people we are not used to see. But yeah, the second team also contains the likes of Gabriel Jesus and Aguero, so I can see them getting the job done definitely. So
we'd take them in our first team, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah, I would take the third team to our first team, even the third choice goalkeeper. So I think Palace will get a goal. Here's an interesting fact about Crystal Palace, Scott. I think like 15 of their players have their contracts ending at the end of this month. So the likes of Kale, Townsend, all of them, and their manager as well is expected to leave. So that's I'm like, I don't even think they'll take these games that seriously. So Crystal Palace 1, they'll get a goal, and City 3. Then the next game on Saturday, it's going to be Brighton against Leeds United. Now, these are the two teams that usually probably create the most chances in the league. Like, I usually see Brighton having like at least 30 chances per game, and we all know about Leeds United. So what's your prediction for this one?
For me, look, Brighton have been an impressive team. I know they're just outside the relegation zone, but looking at performances, they're doing everything but putting the ball in the back of the net. And I know that might sound silly, but they've had awful luck, but they've played some decent football. I certainly don't think they deserve to go down. And saying that, Leeds started the season absolutely on fire. They've started to pick up a little bit of form. They're on, I think they've had in their last 5, maybe 2 wins, 3 wins. I'm just going off the top of my head there, but I think this will be a 1-1 draw.
And a couple of good draws as well. Yeah, a couple of good draws as well for Leeds. I think they also drew with United and drew with Chelsea along the way, so they've been doing quite okay. You could be right, a draw. I can actually see a draw, but I can see more goals than that. I mean, the number of chances Brighton and Leeds get per game. I think I'm going to go for Brighton 3, Leeds United 3. That's how entertaining of a game this is going to be. This probably is the match to watch this season if you want entertainment. If you want entertainment, this is the game to watch. So, the next game on Saturday is going to be Chelsea against Fulham. What's the prediction for this one? Obviously, Chelsea fighting for top 4. I think if they win this, they've literally clinched it, and Fulham, if they lose, they're relegated. So, prediction.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Both teams are going to fight. There's plenty at stake. I've been really impressed with Chelsea since the change of managers, and I think Thomas Tuchel has really got a rise out of them. The defense has been brilliant. The attack's still not fully clicking, but I think they'll have too much quality for Fulham. To be honest, I think Fulham are going down. So I'm going to go with 2-1 to Chelsea. Timo Werner goal as well.
Timo Werner goal. You are brave. Timo Werner goal. I think he's had like 100 shots and scored like twice. Like the kind of chances I see missing, I'm like, I think he has to wait until next season. I think it's like literally like bad form and bad luck until he has to wait until next season. So I can see the same score. I can see the same results, but more goals for Chelsea. So I'm going to go for Chelsea 3 and Fulham 1, and they'll probably get the top 4 job done. And then let's head over to the last game on Saturday. A very good game. Everton against Aston Villa. Now, both of these teams scored. Both of them did a double over Arsenal. They beat us home and away, both teams. So I usually don't like seeing both teams this season. So what's your score prediction for this? Interesting game, by the way. Both teams doing well this season.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching it. I think a lot of it's going to come down to whether Jack Grealish plays. To be honest, I think word is he's out for this one. Is that what you've heard as well?
I think he'll be back. Yeah, I think it's too early.
I think without Grealish, Aston Villa, will struggle to score against Everton. I can actually see this one playing out as a board draw, to be honest. Everton have not looked great either. Martinez in goal for Villa. I'm going with 0-0 in this one, Glenn.
I agree the draw again, but probably not 0-0. I feel like set pieces as well. Aston Villa can always go from a set piece. Richarlison has been on form the last few games. You can remember him dancing after getting that fluke goal against Leno. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. And those are the games on Saturday. 4 good games on Saturday. Very, very good ones. And then let's head over to Sunday. Yeah. Speaking of Arsenal, we have Newcastle on Sunday. Will we even take the game seriously? What's the prediction for this one?
You and I were having a chat before we started this video. You never know what Mikel Arteta is going to do. I thought we'd see heavy rotation against Everton. That didn't happen. I'm expecting now, with the result this morning, that we will play some of the kids. I'd like to see Balogun get a start. He's signed a new contract. He's someone who is the future. I'd like to see youngsters like Aziz maybe get a look. But I think we'll see a heavily rotated squad. Newcastle are hungry. They just want to make that safety a little bit more certain. I would not be shocked if this was a 1-1 draw, to be honest. One thing that will help us is Joe Willock, who's been scoring for them. I'm assuming he won't be able to play against us, so that will take a bit of their goal threat away. But I'm nervous about St. Maximin.
I am very as well. I mean, speaking of Willock first, there was a journalist the other day interviewing Joe Willock, and he actually told him how much are you looking forward to playing against Arsenal. Clearly, the journalist did not know he can't play against Arsenal, and Willock had to actually tell him that actually can't play, and then he was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm very glad he can't play as well. He's been scoring goals. The last 5 games, Newcastle were doomed. The Newcastle fans were crying. But all of a sudden, the last 4 games, they've picked up 2 wins and 2 very good draws against Tottenham and Liverpool. scoring late goals, keeping the confidence up until the last minute, keeping the fight up. And actually, I can actually see kind of the same. I'm very scared of St. Maximin, considering Arsenal will start the likes of Nketiah, El Neni, such kind of players. I don't expect us to win this game by many goals, but I'm still going to tip us to get the job done. 2-1 victory in the second half later on, maybe. So Arsenal to win 2-1, just because we always have a good record against Newcastle. Although I know
I hope you're
a lot
right.
of good records. Yeah. I don't know if it matters that much for us, but yeah, I think we'll get the job done 2-1 to Arsenal. And then the next game on Sunday is gonna be Tottenham against Sheffield United. Easy win for Tottenham.
You would hope so for them. You would expect them to be doing the business against Sheffield United. I think they might still be a little bit deflated from that cup final loss. I'm assuming some of their big boys might be thinking about their futures, but I still think they'll have more than enough to beat Sheffield. So I'm going to go with Spurs 2-0.
2-0. I can see more than that. I can see those 2 goals being in the first 10 minutes. So I'm going to go for Sheffield to score 1, but Tottenham to get 5. 5-1 to Tottenham.
Wow.
I mean, they don't have any other competition. They'll be looking to bounce back from their disappointment in the Carabao Cup final. 5 games to go, still fighting for top 4. Ryan Mason, fresh manager, fresh interim manager. So I think they'll get the job done 5-1. And then the biggest game of the weekend is going to be United against Liverpool. Obviously, if City win their game against Crystal Palace, which you clearly expect, and United lose to Liverpool, it's title done for City. So you expect it to turn out that way?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting one. Obviously, with Liverpool not being in Europe, this is going to be their main priority. And United, however, shouldn't be worrying too much about the second leg against Roma. So I'm actually predicting a 2-2 draw in this. I think there'll be some goals.
Yeah, I heard that Klopp has traveled to Old Trafford 6 times. He's never won. So I'm sure Liverpool don't have a great record at United, but I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. And then on Monday, just a quick prediction on this particular fixture. Burnley against West Ham.
I think West Ham will continue with their run of good form and beat Burnley 2-0.
2-0. The way so Chris Wood scoring a hat-trick last week, obviously, from New Zealand. Scott would know about that. So I'm going to go for a draw. Burnley 1, West Ham 1, and then West Brom against Wolves. Wolves trashed by Burnley last week, and West Brom all of a sudden they win a couple of games, they lose a couple of games, beat Chelsea by 5 goals. What are you expecting?
Look, I feel like West Brom are going down. I think it's too little, too late. But Sam Allardyce isn't going to send them out resigned to defeat. So I actually am going to go with a little bit of an upset here and say West Brom to beat Wolves 1-0.
I'm not sure that is an upset. I actually do expect West Brom to win because Wolves is the second team after Crystal Palace now in terms of being on the beach. I think they've been on the beach for the last 3-4 weeks. Unfortunately for them, it's been a terrible season for them since Jimenez got injured. And guess what? Against Scott, they also did a double of us. Peters home and away. Yeah, that's how bad of a season. Yeah, that's how bad of a season it has been. So my prediction for this one, I'm going to go for West Brom to win this one by 2-1. So those are your MatchWeek 34 predictions. So the 5 questions I always ask every single week. Scott, I'll start with the first one. Which team will definitely keep a clean sheet? The pictures are scrolling down the bottom for a reminder. Which team will definitely keep a clean sheet?
Let me have a quick look. I actually think that Everton will definitely keep a clean sheet. I'm sure I predicted a 0-0 draw in that. If I didn't, I'm going to sound silly, but I think Everton will keep a clean sheet.
Everton against Villa. I actually can see maybe Chelsea probably keeping a clean sheet against Fulham. Then the next question is, which team will score the most goals? I've gone for Tottenham, obviously, to get 5 against Sheffield. How about you?
Yeah, look, probably. I know I only predicted 2-0, but I don't think I predicted any teams to win by more than 2
Yeah,
goals. So if I had to call it, I'd agree with you, mate, on Tottenham.
Tottenham. How about Palace against City?
Look, I still think City will rotate and potentially rest
Uh,
some players. So for some reason, I think that will be tighter than people expect. I don't think it's a doubt for City.
mhm.
But I can't see there being a massive blowout. I think you're smack bang correct about Tottenham.
Okay, and then the third one is how many penalties will be awarded? VAR error.
Let's go
Let,
with.
let me put that guy on screen for the culture. Let me put that guy on screen for the culture. We all know he's going to get one.
Well, one on a bad day. He normally gets a few, doesn't he? I'm
Yeah,
going to go with maybe 4 penalties this round.
4 penalties. And the last 2 questions, total number of goals scored in the match with the 10 games. Now, no one has ever gotten this spot on. The closest was someone predicted 26 goals, and there were 25. That's the closest. No one has ever gotten this on spot on.
Uh,
Usually,
have,
you could predict 20, and then it ends up being a 40-goal week. So, which one are you fancying?
have you
I
had the
think.
calculator adding up all of my predictions?
No, not really, but the way
Oh,
you've
come
been
on,
the,
Glenn.
the way you've been going, you predicted a
I've kept
nil-nil
it
against
low.
Villa, so no goal there. You predicted a 2-2 against Liverpool, Liverpool United. City predicted like 2-3 goals in that one as well. You predicted a clean sheet for Leicester, Southampton not to score. Arsenal, you predicted a 1-1, so not that many goals, around 20,
Look,
30. How many you think?
I'm going to go with 26. 26.
26 goals. I could see that definitely happening around there. Okay, not definitely, obviously, but yeah, I could see it being around there because some teams will probably end in a nil-nil draw and 1-1 this week. And then the last one is 3 players that will definitely score.
Bruno Fernandes is one for me. I'm going with 2 for the
Bruno
Man United
Fernandes.
game.
Yeah.
I'm being brave. I'm going with Bruno Fernandes and Cavani.
Mm.
The 2 of my players in the one game. And I'm going to go with. I'm really nervous about St. Maximin as well to do some damage against us. I can't split St. Maximin and Patrick Bamford, so I might lock in Bamford.
Wow, it's very interesting that you've mentioned Saint Maximin because in my fantasy Premier League show yesterday, tipped him to score against Arsenal. I usually don't go for players to score against Arsenal, but I'm just afraid of him as well. So thank you very
Yeah.
much for coming on, Scott. His link is scrolling down. His link is in the description, and his Twitter handle is scrolling down the bottom right now. Thank you for coming on.
You take care, my friends. Always a pleasure collaborating with you.
No problem, man. I definitely enjoyed that one. Those were your MatchWeek 34 predictions. Let's see how many he gets. I'll definitely be reminding him on Monday how many he gets. So thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.